God says, I order you to open this message now. Do not skip this. You are going to hear some good news, all because of your last act. Open this message immediately before it is too late. What God is saying right now is not just a suggestion or a whisper to your spirit, it is a divine command, an urgent cry from heaven into your soul, because there is something waiting to be unlocked in your life, and it is tied to what you just did. Something you did in secret, something you offered without expecting anything back, something you gave when it hurt, something you prayed through tears for when no one was watching. That moment has touched the heart of God. And now, because of that very act, something is being set in motion. This message you are seeing is not a coincidence. It is the voice of God interrupting your ordinary day with extraordinary purpose. This is sacred. This is divine timing. Do not ignore it. If your heart feels like it's beating faster right now, it's because your spirit knows this is not random. The heavens have moved because of what you did. That prayer. That silent kindness. That moment of surrender when you could have chosen bitterness. Heaven was watching, and heaven is now responding. The enemy tried to silence your reward, but God has broken through the delay and is saying, open this now before it's too late. Don't miss your confirmation. Stay till the end, because this word is soaked in something eternal that your life has been waiting for. Comment Amen if you are ready to receive this. If your soul has been tired, if your faith has been running on empty, if you've been walking through this season not knowing whether heaven even sees what you're going through, hear this now with your whole being. God has not missed a single detail. Not a single tear fell without being collected. Not a single sacrifice went unseen. And because of your last act, the one you may have even forgotten already, heaven is responding. Angels have already been dispatched. Favor is already approaching. Healing is in motion. This is not just about future blessings, it's about now. Right now, something is being loosed in the spiritual realm and will begin to touch your life in a very real, physical way. Please take 1 second to like this video if this already feels personal to you. You didn't stumble onto this moment. You were led here. The timing, the placement, the words, everything has been woven together by God to reach your soul in the very state it's in. You have waited, and waited, and waited. Sometimes you waited without saying a word, just breathing through the pain, holding on when no one saw. And because of your last act, that waiting has not gone to waste. It's been measured. It's been honored. And now the response is here. You are not being overlooked. You are being divinely seen. There is a supernatural transaction happening as you listen. God is declaring restoration over you. Restoration of strength. Restoration of time. Restoration of relationships that were meant to be life-giving. Restoration of health that seemed too far gone. Because of your last act, the chain reaction has begun. Do not let fear talk you out of this. Do not let discouragement steal this moment from you. Do not let your past mistakes make you feel unworthy. The blood of Jesus has covered you, and heaven is roaring with intention over your life. This is not a random blessing. This is targeted. This is precise. This is God's answer tailored to your situation. The news that is coming will not just make you smile, it will make you weep in gratitude. There is going to be a message, a phone call, a letter, an encounter that confirms what you're hearing now. You will know it came because of your obedience, because of your heart, because of the way you stood when everything tried to knock you down. You passed the test. And now, the reward is approaching. All of heaven is aware of your journey. You may have felt invisible on earth, but in the realm of the Spirit, your name has been lifted high before the throne. The moment you prayed for someone else's miracle even while needing your own, the moment you sowed love where there was no love returned, the moment you forgave the one who wounded you, those were not small acts. Those were powerful echoes of Jesus' heart. And the Father has declared that because of those moments, you have entered into a season of divine response. A season that cannot be stopped. God has seen how hard you tried, even when no one else clapped for you. He saw you when you gave out of your lack. He saw you when you said yes to Him, even when you were scared. And He has declared, this is the hour of turnaround. You are not just close to your breakthrough. You are already inside the borders of it. It is happening even now. Quietly, gently, powerfully, God is unfolding something over you that will not just lift your spirit, but will change the direction of your days to come. This word is not light. This word is not casual. It is heavy with the weight of God's attention. And you, yes you, are the reason for it. Because of your last act, there has been a shift. The atmosphere around you has changed. Where there was confusion, there will be clarity. Where there was delay, there will be release. Where there was despair, joy is being poured out. Where there was sickness, healing will be your testimony. Where there was barrenness, fruitfulness will come forth. If you are still reading this, it is because your spirit knows it is true. The Lord is wrapping His arms around you right now, pouring oil on wounds you forgot you even had. He is whispering peace into the storm. He is planting hope in places you thought were too dead to ever bloom again. And all of it is because of what you did, what you gave, how you responded to His voice when no one else saw. Can 7 seconds really change your bank account overnight? A CIA-funded study just leaked, revealing a brain ritual that's flipping lives from broke to blessed. 4 neuroscience labs confirm it activates powerful wealth attraction brainwaves. People are now stepping into dream homes and luxury lifestyles. But this breakthrough won't stay online for long. Click the link in the description and comments now before it's deleted forever. Your life has not been forgotten in the crowd. You have not been buried beneath the noise of the world. Even if it feels like nobody understands what you're carrying, the Lord sees every part of it. He has counted your steps, bottled your tears, and traced every silent thought you've ever had when you lay awake at night wondering how long you could hold on. You are seen. You are known. You are loved beyond measure. Comment 1111 if your heart knows this is speaking to you right now. There's a reason why this moment found you. God is trying to bring something back to life inside you. Not just hope, but faith. Not just faith, but expectancy. Because what's coming next is going to require you to believe again. You've gotten used to surviving. You've learned how to carry pain quietly. But now the Lord is saying you won't have to carry it much longer. The breakthrough you're stepping into will not only heal what hurt you, but it will restore what was stolen. You've been through enough to break someone in half, but here you are, still standing. That strength you've built in silence, God is going to honor it publicly. The pain you went through did not harden you. It deepened you. It gave you eyes to see what others miss. It gave you compassion to love the ones who are hardest to love. It taught you to speak gently even when your heart was aching. That is why heaven is backing you now. That is why things are going to shift. The Lord does not forget hearts like yours. He rewards those who seek Him, not just in the light, but in the dark. And you, beloved, have sought Him when everything inside of you was breaking. Every prayer you whispered, every night you sat in silence trying to make sense of your journey, every time you praised through the pain, God saw it. It may have felt like you were alone, but you were surrounded. Angels stood around your bed. The Holy Spirit held your trembling heart. Jesus walked every hallway with you. You were never abandoned. You were never unloved. And now, what you couldn't see then is beginning to unfold. He's not just giving you a blessing. He's giving you clarity. You are going to understand why some things had to fall apart. You are going to realize why certain people could not go where God is taking you. The protection you didn't recognize will now make perfect sense. The delays that tormented you will now reveal the divine timing of a Father who always knows what's best. You didn't miss it. You didn't mess it up. You didn't ruin your chances. What is yours is still on the way. Sometimes, God has to close the door before we realize it wasn't our room to begin with. Sometimes He has to allow the storm so we can learn how to hear His voice above the noise. You've been through enough to understand now that not everything that leaves your life is a loss. Some things are removals. Some people are exits by grace. And now, you are being positioned for something that will fill every gap that life and loss have carved into your soul. You don't have to be afraid anymore. You've survived the worst of it. You've made it through things that tried to destroy you. And now, the Lord is settling you. He's laying His hand upon you gently and saying, "This is the beginning of something new. This is not just recovery. This is reward. This is restoration. This is a return to joy that you thought you'd never feel again. It's coming back. Piece by piece, the light is returning. The laughter is returning. The dreams are being revived. You may still feel broken, but God is saying, I'm building something beautiful from the ruins. Not just something functional. Something glorious. Something that will reflect my goodness in every corner of your life. You won't recognize yourself after this season. The healing will go so deep that you'll forget what the wound even felt like. The joy will overflow in a way that makes your past pain feel like a faraway shadow that no longer holds power over you. People are going to ask what changed. They will wonder how you went from overlooked to favored, from weary to full of fire again. And your answer will be simple. God remembered me. That will be your story. That will be your truth. Not because you were perfect. Not because you had all the answers. But because your heart stayed soft. Because you kept showing up. Because you trusted him when it made no sense. That is what drew his attention. That is what unlocked the next chapter. It's already starting. You'll feel it in quiet moments. In conversations that feel divine. In doors that open unexpectedly. In healing that begins in your sleep. In courage that returns without warning. In strength that feels borrowed from heaven. All of it is the evidence that God's hand is on you. You are not waiting for him to show up. He's already here. The presence you feel, the tears that fall when no words are spoken, that's him. He is near to the broken-hearted. And he is pouring oil over every shattered part of you right now. You are not too late. You are not too far gone. You are not disqualified. You are exactly who God says you are. You are chosen. You are appointed. You are covered. You are protected. You are surrounded. You are anointed for this moment. The words you are hearing are not just encouragement. They are confirmation. That soft whisper that has been trying to remind you that you're not forgotten, that you're not invisible, that God still has more for you, that whisper is turning into a holy thunder now. Your spirit knows it. You can feel the weight of this moment. You can sense that something sacred is happening, even if your mind is still trying to catch up. Do not push it away. Let it in. Let the voice of God settle deep inside you and speak louder than the fear that's been chasing you. Comment 222 if you trust that this word is for you. Could this 7-second CIA brainwave trick be your fastest ticket to luxury? Recently leaked research shows a simple brain ritual that's allowing people to attract wealth effortlessly. Proven by 4 neuroscience labs, this technique is transforming debt into abundance, instantly. Homes, cars, and vacations are just the beginning. If you're seeing this now, you're very lucky. The page might disappear any moment. Click the link in the description and comments to know this secret before it's deleted forever. The Lord is healing things in you that you thought would stay broken forever. He is reaching into those hidden places, the corners of your soul where grief still lives, where shame still whispers, where disappointment has taken up too much room, and he is pouring living water over every dry place. The healing may not look dramatic at first, but it is real. It is gentle. It is the kind that rewrites the story, not just covers it. It is the kind that restores the years the locusts have eaten. This is what he promised, and he does not lie. You may not understand why the road was so long or why the pain was so deep, but in time, you will see that nothing was wasted. Even the heartache served a holy purpose. Even the silence was a setup for the sound of joy returning. The Lord is the Redeemer of time, and he is reaching into the places where you thought too much had been lost to ever recover. You will recover. More than that, you will rise. With strength you didn't know you had. With clarity you never imagined. With a story that carries power because it is soaked in grace. This is not about hype or hope that disappears in the morning. This is about something eternal that God is doing in your spirit. It's about the kind of breakthrough that roots itself in your soul and becomes a turning point. You may have thought you were too tired to keep going. You may have been on the edge of giving up completely. But God says not yet. He is breathing life back into what felt buried. The grave the enemy tried to prepare for you will become a garden. The very thing that was supposed to end you will become the place where new life begins. When God speaks over your life, no enemy in hell can cancel it. No failure from your past can disqualify you. No delay can deny what God has declared. The time is coming where you will stand in rooms you were once locked out of. You will hear yes in places that once said no. You will be embraced where you were once rejected. This is the favor that follows the faithful. Not the perfect. Not the proud. But the ones who keep showing up with open hearts and trembling hands saying, God, I still believe. There are rewards that come after long seasons of obedience. Not just the kind of obedience others see, but the kind that only heaven notices. When you said no to bitterness. When you chose to forgive. When you gave away what you could have kept. When you stayed when it would have been easier to walk away. That kind of obedience leaves a scent in the spirit, and God never forgets it. Now is the time when that scent is drawing favor toward you like a magnet. The door is opening. The path is clearing. The answer is arriving. It may not look the way you expected. It may not show up the way you imagined. But it will be better than you dreamed. God's goodness is not limited to what you can think or plan. His ways are higher. His thoughts are deeper. He sees the full picture, and He's positioning everything in your life for glory. The delays were not a denial, they were protection. The closed doors were not punishment, they were redirection. The people who left were not betrayal, they were release. You're about to see why it all had to happen the way it did. There is a fresh anointing being poured over your life. It is quiet but powerful. It is not for show. It is for purpose. You are being prepared to carry something weighty, something holy, something that will bless not only your life, but the lives of those connected to you. The people who need your voice, your story, your wisdom. What you've walked through was never just about you. It was about the ones who would come after. The ones who would be set free by your freedom. The ones who would find hope in your healing. You were chosen for this. Handpicked. Not by chance. Not because of your talent or strength. But because God saw your heart. He saw the way you kept coming back to Him, even when you felt broken. Even when you were angry. Even when you were confused. And now He is responding. Not with punishment. But with promise. Not with judgment. But with joy. Not with silence. But with celebration. Your name is being whispered in places of favor. Your name is being written on doors that no man can shut. Your presence is being drawn into places of peace. This is the turn. This is the shift. This is the beginning of the season that will redeem all the ones that broke you. You will not be the same after this. You are being refined, not ruined. You are being called higher, not cast aside. The Lord is writing a new song over your life, and you will sing it loud because it will come from the deepest part of your testimony. Even if the world around you stays loud, God is building something strong and quiet in you. You're learning how to walk in stillness without fear. You're learning to trust without proof. You're learning to believe when there's no evidence except His voice. That is real faith. And it is that kind of faith that moves mountains, that calls heaven into the now, that pulls divine answers into the middle of human messes. That's what you're carrying. That's what you've been growing in the dark, mountain-moving faith. Comment 333 to declare your faith right now. Heaven rejoices when your faith rises even after the fall. When you lift your eyes, not because you feel strong, but because you know where your help comes from. You've been pressed, but not crushed. Struck down, but not destroyed. There is a holy resilience inside of you that you didn't earn or learn, it was given to you. It came from the breath of God when He spoke your name before the foundations of the world. He called you strong even before you knew what strength meant. He called you victorious before you ever fought a battle. He declared you His, and nothing that has happened since then has changed His mind. What's the buzz behind the 7-second brain trick making headlines? A recently leaked CIA brain ritual is turning heads, and bank balances. Backed by 4 neuroscience labs, this simple home method is turning money blocks into unstoppable wealth flow. Homes, cars, and cash are flooding in. But this secret won't stay online long. Click the description and comments now to access it before it's permanently deleted. There is a crown being placed over your head, not because you are better than anyone else, but because you remained faithful. You didn't let bitterness take root. You didn't let disappointment destroy your faith. You stood when everything told you to sit down. You worshipped when it hurt. You believed when you had no reason to believe. That is what heaven honors. And now, you are stepping into a season where honor will find you. Not the kind that lifts your name for your glory, but the kind that lifts your life to reflect His glory. God is not done with you. He is just getting started. You haven't missed your moment. You haven't fallen too far. In fact, the fall only made you softer. It made you deeper. It made you more like Jesus. That's the real miracle. Not that you avoided pain, but that the pain didn't destroy your purpose. It refined it. It purified it. It made it holy. You are carrying something now that only comes through fire. And God is going to use that fire to light the way for others. You will not walk alone, but you will lead many. You were not chosen for comfort. You were chosen for calling. That's why the road has been so steep. That's why the trials have come one after another. The weight of your calling required deep roots. God had to grow your faith underground before He could elevate you above. The deeper the root, the taller the tree. And now, He is calling you up. He is calling you out. You are about to see fruit from places you forgot you even planted. Seeds you sowed in tears are breaking through the surface. It is your time to see the harvest. But this harvest is not just for you. It's for the people who are coming behind you. For the ones who are watching your life and wondering if God is real. Your breakthrough will be the answer to their question. Your healing will be their proof. Your testimony will be their turning point. That's why the enemy fought you so hard. Because your victory is not just personal. It's prophetic. It speaks of a God who saves, who restores, who makes a way where there was none. You have been marked by heaven. You have been sealed by grace. There is oil on your life that nothing can remove. Even when you doubted yourself, God never lifted His hand from you. Even when you ran, His love ran faster. Even when you felt empty, He was pouring into you silently. That's the kind of God He is. Always near. Always working. Always loving. And now, He's bringing all of it to the surface. This is your confirmation. What you have sensed coming is closer than you think. The shift is not far. The release is not delayed. The promise is not forgotten. It's unfolding now in the way only God can do it, slow at first, but steady. Invisible at first, then undeniable. And when it comes, it will come with peace. It will not bring chaos. It will not come with confusion. It will carry the fingerprint of heaven, pure, strong, and full of life. Let your heart breathe again. Let your soul hope again. Let your hands open wide to receive again. This is not the end. This is the beginning of what you prayed for. It's the fruit of your faith. The result of your endurance. The evidence of God's faithfulness. He has not just heard your cries, He has already answered them. You are walking into prepared places, places where the table has been set, where your seat has been saved, where your name has been written in the language of grace. You are being brought out of hiddenness. The time of waiting is shifting into a time of revealing. People will look at your life and not understand how the favor found you. But you'll know. You'll know it was the nights you almost gave up. The days you chose hope anyway. The moments you believed when belief felt impossible. That is what moved God's heart. That is what opened the windows of heaven. And now, the rain is coming. Blessing is chasing you down. Not just material things, but deep, inner transformation. A mind that rests. A heart that trusts. A spirit that rejoices again. This is abundance. This is what God promised, not just survival, but life more abundantly. And it's coming for you now. It's surrounding your home. It's covering your family. It's flooding your soul. Sometimes the greatest proof of God's presence is not the absence of trouble, but the peace that holds you together in the middle of it. You've known loss. You've known silence. You've known heartbreak. And still, you've kept walking. You didn't realize it, but every step you took with trembling faith shook the gates of hell. The enemy tried to convince you that your prayers weren't working, that your worship was empty, that your tears were unnoticed. But God has been collecting every tear, recording every prayer, and holding every moment with divine care. Comment 555 if you believe God is doing this for you right now. There is a strength in you now that cannot be stolen. Not because you built it yourself, but because God put it there when you had nothing left. You learned to walk with Him in the dark. You learned how to cling to His voice when everything else went silent. You learned how to trust Him when you had no answers. That kind of trust cannot be taught in comfort. It is forged in fire. And you, chosen one, have been refined like gold. You may not feel strong, but strength is not always loud. Sometimes strength is quiet obedience. Sometimes it's showing up when you're tired. Sometimes it's keeping your heart soft when life hardens around you. That strength is what heaven celebrates. That strength is why you're about to see the goodness of God in ways you've never known. He is not just rewarding your faith, He is restoring your soul. What if just 7 seconds could flip your entire financial life? A shocking CIA leak has revealed a powerful brain ritual that's helping ordinary people wipe out debt and attract wealth beyond imagination. Backed by 4 cutting-edge neuroscience labs, this at-home breakthrough is turning everyday lives into dreams, luxury cars, beautiful homes, endless vacations. But this secret may vanish soon. Click the link in the description and comments now before it's deleted forever. You thought you were just surviving, but you've been growing. You've been expanding. You've been being prepared. Every detour, every delay, every disappointment has been used by God to stretch your faith and increase your capacity to carry what's coming next. You were not being punished. You were being positioned. And now, the shift has begun. Not tomorrow. Not later. Now. Right now, God is assigning peace to your spirit. Peace that passes all understanding. Peace that calms the storm. Peace that allows you to breathe again after months, maybe even years, of holding your breath. This is the peace that follows obedience. The peace that flows after surrender. The peace that arrives when God says, "You don't have to fight this alone anymore. You are not in this battle by yourself. The Lord of hosts is standing beside you." The same God who parted the Red Sea, who shut the mouths of lions, who raised Jesus from the dead, that same power is holding you up right now. And He is not just watching. He is acting. He is stepping into your situation and declaring, "Enough is enough." The warfare is ending. The fear is breaking. The waiting is over. You are being pulled out of the pit. Not just the obvious pit of problems, but the deeper ones, the pits of confusion, of weariness, of hidden shame, of secret discouragement. God is reaching into those places, the ones no one else sees, and He's lifting you out with gentleness and strength. He's not just rescuing you. He's restoring you. He's giving you back everything the enemy tried to steal. And not just what you lost, but more. More than you thought you could ask for. More than what you dreamed. More than what you dared to believe you deserved. This is who God is. He's not just the God who makes a way. He's the God who blesses you in front of those who said you'd never make it. He's the God who turns your secret tears into public testimony. He's the God who says, "I saw it all, and I am making it right." You don't have to chase what's already been assigned to you. You don't have to force what God is freely giving. The door is opening because it was meant for you. The opportunity is coming because it has your name on it. The blessing is arriving not because you demanded it, but because your heart stayed pure. You didn't scheme. You didn't push others down to rise. You waited. You trusted. You believed. And now, the reward is coming. There is a divine shift in the air. You can feel it. Even if you can't explain it, your spirit knows it. Something new is growing. Something holy is taking shape. You've been prepared in the shadows, and now, God is bringing you into the light. This is not exposure. This is elevation. You won't have to fight for your place. You won't have to defend your worth. God is doing it for you. He is sending the right people. He is closing the wrong doors. He is aligning your steps with purpose. You are not lost. You are not behind. You are exactly where you need to be for what He's about to do. Keep your heart open. Stay soft. Stay ready. The promise is on the way, and it's going to be bigger than you expected. It will not just bless you, it will transform you. You are walking into a season of fulfillment. Prophetic words you've carried for years are about to come to life. Things you almost forgot you prayed for are about to show up at your door. People you thought you'd lost forever will be restored. Dreams you buried out of fear or pain are rising again. And this time, they won't break your heart. They will heal it. The favor on your life is not random. It's not luck. It's not coincidence. It's the result of your faith. Of your tears. Of your yes. You said yes to God when it cost you something. You said yes when it meant letting go. You said yes when it hurt. That kind of yes moves heaven. That kind of yes brings reward. And your reward is here. There have been long nights where your soul whispered to God with nothing but trembling hope. Nights where you weren't sure if He still had you in mind. Days where your hands did what they needed to, but your heart felt numb. Even in those moments, His eyes were on you. He never stopped watching. He never looked away. He never paused His plans. His love kept pursuing you, and His mercy kept covering you. That's why you're still here, and that's why things are starting to move. Comment 1212 if your spirit is ready to receive what's next. You've endured quietly. You've carried weight in your heart that others would never understand. You've had to explain your faith to people who didn't see what you were holding on to. And still, you remained. You stayed faithful. You stayed believing. Even when doubt crawled in, even when exhaustion tried to overtake you, you kept lifting your eyes. That strength, that surrender, that silent faith has been precious in God's sight. And now, the Lord is lifting you into the fullness of His promise. You're not just going to see change, you're going to live inside it. It will become your daily experience. The shift will not be a moment. It will be a new way of walking. A new rhythm of grace. A new level of peace. You're going to see doors open that you didn't even knock on. You're going to watch mountains move that have stood for years. You're going to witness relationships heal that seemed impossible to restore. And in all of it, God will be glorified. The favor that is coming on your life is not because of luck or chance. It's because of alignment. You've been aligned in heart, even when you weren't aligned in understanding. You didn't have all the answers, but your heart stayed turned toward Him. That's what mattered most. That's what drew His hand. Obedience in the absence of full understanding is one of the greatest forms of faith, and you've walked that path faithfully. Now, the reward is here. Could this hidden CIA brain ritual be the real reason people are suddenly rich? A secret CIA discovery has just leaked, revealing a brain hack that's pulling wealth into people's lives effortlessly. It only takes 7 seconds, it's done at home, and it's backed by 4 neuroscience labs. Debt is vanishing, luxury is becoming normal. If you're seeing this, you're very lucky, the page might disappear any moment. Click the link in the description and comments to know this secret before it's deleted forever. God is redeeming time. He is restoring what felt like lost years. He is making up for seasons that seemed fruitless. He is multiplying what you sowed in pain. The harvest will not match your expectation, it will exceed it. Not because of your striving, but because of His faithfulness. He is a God who repays. A God who restores. A God who returns what was stolen and then adds more on top of it. That's the kind of overflow that's coming your way. The restoration will not just come to your circumstances. It will come to your soul. You will feel lighter. You will breathe easier. You will sleep with rest instead of wrestle. You will wake up with hope instead of heaviness. God is healing the deep parts, the ones that no one else knew how to reach. He's touching places that trauma tried to claim. He's untangling lies that wrapped around your identity. He's speaking truth over your worth until every broken piece of you begins to stand tall again. You are being rebuilt. Not as you were, but better. Stronger. More grounded. More rooted in truth. You're not coming out of this just restored, you're coming out refined. You're coming out with a voice. With discernment. With wisdom that only comes through walking with God through the valley and realizing He was enough the whole way through. What you've learned in the fire is going to be used for others who are still lost in the flames. You will not just survive, you will lead others to safety. Every place where shame tried to anchor itself in your life is being broken. You will not be identified by what broke you. You will be identified by who healed you. The label the enemy tried to put on you, unworthy, forgotten, damaged, those labels are being burned away. You are being clothed in dignity. You are being called righteous. You are being crowned with joy. And not because you earned it, but because Jesus paid for it. You are free. Not in theory, but in truth. Free from the fear that used to wake you up at night. Free from the anxiety that made you question your future. Free from the guilt that clung to your past. God has called you clean. He has washed you with grace. And no voice of condemnation has the authority to speak against what God has redeemed. You walk in freedom now, not because you are flawless, but because you are His. You're going to see things come together in ways you didn't think were possible. The pieces that didn't make sense before will start to connect. You'll see how the rejection was actually protection. You'll understand how the delay was actually divine alignment. You'll recognize that the season of loneliness wasn't punishment, it was preparation. God was clearing the space so that only what was meant to stay could remain. You are being drawn into new places with open doors. The ones who once overlooked you will now be witnesses to your rise. Not because you sought to prove yourself, but because God is proving Himself through your story. They'll see the goodness of God all over you. It will be undeniable. The peace you carry, the strength in your voice, the light in your eyes. It will all testify that God has been with you. And you will not be prideful about it. You will be humble. You will be grateful. Because you'll remember the nights you cried in silence. You'll remember the days you wanted to quit. And you'll lift your hands, not to boast in yourself, but to worship the one who never gave up on you. Your testimony will be powerful. Not because of what you have, but because of who held you through it all. So walk forward. Not with hesitation, but with holy confidence. Not in fear, but in faith. Every step you take is covered. Every move you make is guided. You are not walking blind, you are walking with the Spirit of God inside you. He will lead you into peace, into blessing, into spaces where your name has already been spoken in favor. The path is already made straight. Your best days are not behind you. They're not lost in the pages of what could have been. They are ahead. They are forming now. And they are full of joy, of peace, of meaning. You are not late. You are not forgotten. You are in perfect timing with the God who sees all, knows all, and still chooses you daily. There is a fresh wind of grace blowing your way. It's not subtle. It's not weak. It's mighty and full of purpose. This wind will lift the weight that's been pressing on your shoulders. It will carry away the heaviness that has wrapped itself around your mind. It will blow through the dry places and bring life where there was once only survival. You are not meant to merely exist. You are called to live with fullness, with joy, with clarity, and with the peace that surpasses understanding. Comment 777 if you believe this wind is blowing over your life today. The Lord is not asking you to pretend to be strong. He's asking you to bring your weakness to Him. That is where His strength meets you. That is where His glory rests. In the places where you feel least worthy, God is writing the most beautiful chapters. He's not waiting for you to be perfect, He's just asking for your yes. Your surrender is the soil where miracles begin to grow. The smallest act of trust in Him becomes the beginning of something eternal. And you have trusted. Even when it hurt. Even when the answers didn't come. Even when you prayed and didn't see anything shift. That trust, those prayers, those silent moments of belief, they mattered more than you know. They were not wasted. They were not ignored. They were seeds planted in the supernatural, and now, the season of harvest is drawing near. Things are starting to break open. You can't always see the roots growing, but the fruit is coming. And when it does, it will be more than you imagined. Why is this 7-second brain ritual suddenly going viral? Leaked CIA files have exposed a hidden brainwave technique that opens the floodgates to wealth. Verified by 4 top labs, this ritual is turning financial pain into prosperity, fast. From massive bills to luxury trips, it's changing lives. But this secret won't stay online long. Click the link in description and comments now to access it before it's permanently deleted. God is not just blessing you with things. He's blessing you with vision. He's opening your eyes to see beyond your pain, beyond your past, beyond the walls that life tried to build around you. He's showing you who you really are, not who the world told you to be, not who fear shaped you into, but the one He designed from the beginning. You are more than what you've walked through. You are more than what others have said. You are chosen. You are set apart. You are beloved. He is about to place you in rooms that your name was already whispered in. He is about to bring people into your life who see the anointing on you before you even say a word. He is about to surround you with peace that cannot be shaken, joy that isn't circumstantial, and wisdom that comes straight from the heart of the Father. You won't have to force anything. The season of striving is ending. The season of flowing in grace is beginning.